cool. It's not blurry. We're all good. My name is Victoria Taylor, and I will be performing the monologue, the I can't say that word. The Laramie Project. I will be playing Reggie Flutie, Officer Reggie Flutie, who was first to arrive on the scene. And this is the end of the day, and I'm telling my family about it. I responded to the call. When I got there, the first thing I could see was partially somebody's feet. So I got out of my vehicle and I raced over. I seen what appeared to be a young man, 13, 14 years old, because he was so tiny laying there on his back, and he was tied to the bottom of the pole. I did the best that I could. The gentleman that was laying on the ground, Matthew Shepard, he was covered in partial dry blood all over, and there was blood all underneath him, and he was barely breathing. He was doing the best he could. I was going to breathe for him, and I couldn't get his mouth to open. He wouldn't open his mouth for me. He was covered in, like I said, partial dry blood. There's blood all over, and the only place he didn't have any blood on him was on his face. It was what appeared to be where he had been crying, down his face. His head was distorted, you know? It didn't look normal. He looked as if he had a really harsh head wound. He was tied to the fence. He was tied so tight, his hands were thumbs out in what we call the cuffing position, the way we handcuff people. He was bound with this really thin white rope, and it went around the bottom of the pole, I guess about 4 inches up off the ground. His shoes were missing. He was tied extremely tight. So I used my boot knife, and I tried to slip it between the rope and his wrist. I was careful not to harm Matthew any further. He was tied so tight. I'm sorry. I finally got the knife through there. When I did that, immediately he stopped breathing. I immediately put him on his back, and that was just enough of an adjustment. It gave me enough room to cut him free. I seen the EMS unit trying to get to the location. When they got there, we put a neck collar on him. We placed him on a backboard, and we escorted him from underneath the fence. Then Rob drove him to the I. Vincent's emergency hospital room. They showed me a picture of Matthew a few hours later. This kid, this young man, I would have never recognized him. Thank you.